MOVETOBER 2025, day 25. It's raining again today, and I'm super tired. Including today, we literally only have to do this 6 more times. Whether we're motivated or not, we got to get the 2 miles down. And this is when you really start to see that 2 miles is not a lot, but it's enough to be inconvenient, especially when you're not motivated. So let's go get it done anyway, because part of what this month is about is trying to get my body to recognize that we're not going home. I want my brain to understand that we're not going home. I don't care what the excuses are. We have to get it done. We have to stay true to what we're going to do this month. Being that it's raining today, I keep thinking about the motivators that we listen to. One of the motivators I listen to talks a lot about the rain and how it takes away people's motivation because it's a good excuse to not get outside and do things. And then he turns that into a personal challenge and says the rain is the excuse to get out there and do the things because it's exactly what we don't want to do. I'm not going to run in the rain, but this weather makes me lazy. But we're still going to go knock down 2 miles, so let's go get it done. All right, we got our 2 miles in. So I started thinking back about when I started this whole adventure back in May. For those of you that don't know, I could barely walk 0.3 miles. I had a thought in my head back then that, what it must be like to be able to walk into a store, do your shopping, and get back to the car without being absolutely exhausted and in pain. And since then, I'm to the point that I can do that. The reason why the thought about this came in my head today is because the fella on the treadmill next to me was going bananas. I didn't pay it much mind for like my first half mile. And then I realized, man, he's got a rhythm going, and I'm doing my intervals, and I'm imagining to myself now what it must be like to keep that rhythm for such a long period of time. So I looked over just to see what kind of pace his treadmill was set at, and it was set at like 6.3 miles per hour. And I'm running at like 4 during my intervals. And then I couldn't help but notice that he had done 11 laps. And for me, I have to do intervals for even 1 lap. So I'm just, in my head, I'm thinking, man, what it must be like to be able to keep that pace for so long. It's amazing is what it is. And then to top it all off, as I'm finishing, I'm doing a cool down lap. I'm trying to stretch my calf out because it's cramping. He's still keeping his pace, and he reaches over, grabs his cup, takes a drink, sets the cup down without skipping a beat. I'm not even that coordinated yet to do that. I can do that at a walking pace, but that's about the extent of it. Anyway, it was interesting. I'm just thinking about how when I first started, I would think about what it must be like to walk into a store and walk out without being exhausted. And now I'm looking at things going on around me, and I'm like, boy, what it must be like to be able to keep a 6 mile per hour pace for, 20, 30 minutes or more. It must be amazing. I think it would feel great. I just can't wait to get there. So anyway, that's it for today. We will talk to y'all tomorrow.